Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Nithai Gaura, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nithai Gaura, Hari Bol, Nithai Gaura, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nithai Gaura, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Srila Trivikrama Maharaja ki jai, Srila Gurudeva ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Premanande Hari Bol.
Rajabalanagara Somatinayana Rajabalanagara Gokula Ranjana Kana Gokula Ranjana Kana Gopi Paranadana Madana Manohara Gopi Paranadana Madana Manohara Aliya Damana Vidhana Damana Vidana Amala Harinam Mamiya Vilasa Amala Harinam Mamiya Vilasa Vipina Purandara Navina Nagarabara Vipina Purandara Navina Nagarabara Mam Shivadana Suvasa Jana Palana Asura Kuranashana Raja Jana Palana Asura Kuranashana Nanda Godama Rakoala Govinda Madhava Navanita Taskara Govinda Madhava Navanita Taskara Sundarananda Gopala Sundarananda Gopala Yamuna Tatachara Gopi Vasanara Yamuna Tatachara Gopi Vasanara Rasalasika Kripa Maya Vrindavana Natavara Sri Radha Ballava Vrindavana Natavara Bhakti Vinodashaya Bhakti Vinodashaya Gopi Charanadana Madana Manohara Vipina Purandara Navina Nagarabara Govinda Madhava Navanita Taskara Sri Radha Vallabha Vrindavana Natavara Bhakti Vinodashaya Bhakti Vinodashaya Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Ballabha Giribaradhari Gopi Jana Ballabha Giribaradhari Yasuranandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yasuranandana Braja Jana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Banachari Jamuna Tira Banachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Ballabha Giribaradhari Gopi Jana Ballabha Giribaradhari Jasoranandana Braja Jana Ranjana Jasoranandana Braja Jana Ranjana Jasoranandana Braja Jana Ranjana Jasoranandana Braja Jana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Banachari Jamuna Tira Banachari Jaya Radha Madhava Bihari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Haribo, 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 Nityago, Haribo, 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 Nityago. Bhaktivedanta Trivikrama Maharaja. Haribo, 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 Haribo. Jayo Radhe, Jayo Radhe, Jayo Radhe, Jayo Sri Radhe. Jayo Radhe, Jayo Radhe, Jayo Radhe, Jaya Sri Radhe. Jayo Radhe, Jayo Radhe, Jayo Radhe, Jaya Sri Radhe. Hey, Radhe, 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 Jaya Jaya Sri Radhe. Oh, 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 Radhe, 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 Jaya Jaya Sri Radhe. Jayo Radhe, Jayo Radhe, Jayo Radhe, Jaya Sri Radhe. Jayo Radhe, Jayo Radhe, Jayo Radhe, Jaya Sri Radhe. Jai Jai Sri Radhe, Jai Jai Sri Radhe, Jai Jai Sri Radhe. Sham. Sri Guru Guranga Gandharva Brigadier Hari Sri Radha Vinod Hari Ju Ki. Nitya Lila Pravishtom Vishnu Pada Satala Satasi Siman Shrule Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Maharaja Ki. Nitya Lila Pravishtom Vishnu Pada Satala Satasi Siman Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaja Ki. Nitya Lila Pravishtom Vishnu Pada Satala Satasi Siman Srila Bhaktivedanta Raman Goswami Maharaja Ki. Nitya Lila Pravishtom Vishnu Pada Satala Satasi Siman Srila Bhaktivedanta Trivikrama Goswami Maharaja Ki. Srila Trivikrama Maharaja Ki. Srila Trivikrama Maharaja Ki. Nitya Lila Pravishtom Vishnu Pada Satala Satasi Sima. Srila Bhakti Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharti Goswami Maharaja Ki. Nitya Lila Pravishtom Vishnu Pada Saraswati Srimad Srila Bhakti Naitya Madhav Maharaja Ki. Nitya Lila Pravishtom Vishnu Pada Saraswati Srimad Srila Bhakti Vigyan Keshav Goswami Maharaja Ki. Nitya Lila Pravishtom Vishnu Pada Saraswati Srimad Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaja Ki. Nitya Lila Pravishtom Vishnu Pada Saraswati Srimad Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaja Ki. Nitya Lila Pravishtom Vishnu Pada Saraswati Srimad Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Prabhupada Maharaja Ki. Nitya Lila Pravishta Paramahansa Babaji Srila Gaura Babaji Maharaja Ki. Nitya Lila Pravishta Saptam Goswami Sachidananda Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur Maharaja Ki. Nitya Lila Pravishta Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaja Ki. Shri Rupanuga Guru Varga ki, Shri Rup Sri Sanatan Pataragana, Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasaragana Tat Goswami Prabhu ki, Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Gaur Parishtar Vrinda ki, Namacharya Sila Haridas Thakur ki, Prem Sike Ho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srila Sari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki, Sri Navadip Mayapur Dham ki, Sri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopi Govardhan Dwala Savanatmakam Shri Vratamandola Dana ki, Shri Radha Kunda Shama Kunda Jamuna Ganga Tulasi Bhakti Devi ki, Shri Purushottama Kshetra Shri Jagannath Puri Dhama ki, Shri Jagannath Baldeva Subhadra Sudasham Chakraju ki, Sarva Vigna Vinasananda Singha Bhagavan ki, Bhakta Pravar Shri Prahlad Maharaj ki, Chara Sampradaya Acharya ki, Charodham ki, Kadamat Sri Chaitanya Madha ki, Sri Radha Govinda Temple, Gaudiya Vedanta Outreach in Fort Lauderdale ki, Harinam Prabhu ki, Harinam Sankirtan ki, Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda ki, Go Premanande. Haribol. You're all wrong. Completely, all wrong. You were sitting here thinking all morning that I'll be able to enjoy my tongue when 1 o'clock comes. But Prashadam is on the way, there'll be a few extra minutes. So anyone who has any held over questions maybe from the morning Harikatha or the question and answer time with Prabhu after Japa, it's possible we can have an open forum for quick questions. Prashadam is like on the way, 5-10 minutes.
Use a microphone.
I'm using one.
No.
Is it okay? Ready?
Microphone. Microphone.
No, it's a live stream.
Live stream will not, yeah.
Wait.
It is going.
In brief, the answer is no. Even a person who has chanted Nam Abbas only one time, not go to hell.
There was one disciple of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur. And after his Guru Maharaj left, he stopped chanting his japa. Then gradually he became attached to eating meat and breaking the principles. Then he died. And he was on the Shmashan. Shmashan means the burning ghat, the place where they burn the body because you're dead. And he was being judged. Yamaraj was asking about his position, and they told he was a disciple of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur. And Srila Saraswati Thakur intervened, and he was given another chance. And so lying there on the Smashan, where he was going to die because he saw his Guru Maharaj came to protect him. On the slab, while he was being ready to be burned, he sat up chanting his Guru Maharaj's name, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada. Then after that, he followed everything very strictly, and he made advancement. So you may forget your guru, or your japa, or whatever, but they don't forget you. Don't abuse that privilege, but you should know that they always remember you.
Remorse, Srila
Huh?
Marty speaks about having remorse when
Yes, you have to have remorse. When you make mistakes, you have to have remorse. So he had no remorse initially, but after this incident, then he had remorse and he followed everything very strictly. You understand? Okay. But don't take advantage. More questions?
The issues, someone needs to go there.
Sometimes when I do japa, I'm concentrated, and I feel this really amazing feeling in my head, and I kind of go into this trance, and I don't fall asleep, but I'm like there, but not there, but I don't fall asleep, but I go like into this trance that I kind of stop chanting. So is that correct?
I had a god brother who wrote to Srila Prabhupada one time. He said, when I'm sitting in the temple room and I'm chanting my japa, I start to see all these, something comes over my mind and I have this visions and I see colors everywhere and all of this and
I
So-
don't see color.
I know, I'm just, so Prabhupada wrote back to me, he said, keep chanting, the colors will go away. But don't start thinking or misunderstanding these experiences for some kind of ecstasy. Yeah.
But I love chanting, so is that bad?
It's not bad, but you have to understand that the goal is to, he explained very nicely all the stages. I heard this morning he had some katha about this, so you should hear what he has to say about this, how you should concentrate on your job.
You know that all guidance on how to chant has been given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself in Shikshastaka. Do you know Shikshastaka? These 8 prayers. It's very deep. In the second verse, he said, Nam nama kari bahudani cha sarva shaktis tatrapi tani amatas varnena kala etadrishi tava kripa bhagavam mamapi durdaivam itrishami ha janina anuraga. Oh my Lord, you have unlimited names and you have unlimited Shakti potency, and all this potency you have put in your holy names. So there's no difference between Krishna and his name. All his pastimes, all his associates, everything are there in the name. Oh my Lord, you are so merciful that you allow us to easily approach you through chanting of the holy name. But I am so unfortunate that I am not feeling any attachment for chanting. Now, what does it mean? It's poetry. Poetry always has dhwani. Dhwani means the suggestion. In other words, what is being said is one thing, but there are so many layers of suggestion that come out from the poetry. So the suggestion in this poetry is this, that I am so unfortunate that I am not feeling here anurag. The word is anurag. It means utkanta, eagerness. Just like a person who is about to die, then the pran pushes their soul up, and the soul is about to leave through the mouth. So as the soul comes up to here, ut means up, and kanta means throat. So the word for eagerness in Sanskrit, utkanta, means I am so eager, I am so desperate that my soul has come up to my throat, and the very next moment I may die. So Mahaprabhu is saying, Duradaiva medishamihana ninda nuraga, I'm not feeling this. Just like if you take a fish out of water, then what happens? Then they're flapping in anxiety. And they can only live for a few moments and then they die. Mahaprabhu is saying that Duradaivam means because of bad luck. But especially it means because of offenses to the deity, to the Vaishnavas, to the holy Dham, especially to the holy name itself. Due to these various types of offenses, I am not feeling that kind of utkanta, that eagerness. So the implication, the dhwani of this poetry is this, that if we'll call the name of Krishna without any offense at all, just the touch of the name will cause this desperation. Ha ha mora prananato murali badan kaham karam kaham pa brajendananda kore koiba keva jane mora duko brajendranandana binu bhati mora buka. Oh, kaha mora prananath, where is the Lord of my pran? I cannot live without you. Murali Badan, who plays upon a flute. Oh, where is the son of Nanda Maharaj? Where can I go and what can I do to find him? To whom can I speak? And who can understand the extent of my disappointment? Without the son of Nanda Maharaj, my heart is breaking. This is Utkanta. And Nam gives this. By what? Krishna, the Mahaprabhu is saying in this verse, just by the touch of this name, this Utkanta will come automatically. Just like if you rub some wood, what will happen? Fire comes out. So by the touch of this name on our heart, then the fire of separation for Krishna will come. By the power of Nam himself. That's called Vastu Shakti. Vastu Shakti. Vastu Shakti means Vastu Shakti na buddhim apekshate. That which does not depend upon your own intelligence is called Vastu Shakti. Just like fire has Vastu Shakti. A fire has the power to burn. So if a small child doesn't know that the fire can burn, but if he touches the fire, it will still burn him. It's not depending on his thoughts, his idea. So in the same way, the holy name, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, has Vastu Shakti, his own power. And if we can just open our heart to Nam Prabhu and pray for his mercy, don't try to superimpose anything onto Nam, then Nam Prabhu will manifest his Shakti, and that Shakti will come in the form of this, like the fish out of water, crying, Krishna, where are you? Krishna, where are you? So try to follow Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Shikshastakam. There are 8 verses, and they are so deep. In our whole life, we can never come to the end of Shikshastakam. If you learn all Shikshastakam today, and you meditate on it, you'll have some new feeling, new realization. And if you do that every day for your whole life, when you're 100 years old, it will still be fresh and you'll be thinking, how amazing. Really. Because my Gurudev used to say, Bhagavad Gita is considered to be a very great scripture. 5,000 years since it was spoken, still all over the world people are studying and speaking about Bhagavad Gita. It's been translated into every language. But who's the speaker of Gita? Krishna of Dwarka. And who's the hearer? Arjuna, also an associate of Dwarka, in Sakyaras. But who's the speaker of Shikshastakam? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When Krishna finished his Leela, he was thinking, how deep is the love of Radharani? He didn't know. He was thinking, what is the beauty in me that she sees through the eyes of her love? He didn't know. He was thinking, what happiness does Radharani feel when she sees my beauty and serves me? I don't know. So he finished Krishna Lila and still these things were not answered. But then he appeared as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with the sentiment and complexion of Srimati Radhika. By being absorbed in Harinam Sankirtan and Harikatha with his intimate associates, he realized all of these things. So this is not only not Draugadish Krishna, it's Prajendanandan, Krishna of Vrindavan, but not that Krishna in Vrindavan who didn't have so much realization. This is now fully realized. Krishna in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, tasting Radhika's bhav, and to whom is he speaking? Ramananda Rai and Swarup Damodar in the Gambhira, you see? The Shikshastakam is spoken at the very end of Chaitanya Charitamrita. So at the end of Gaur Leela, when his realization is mature, and speaking to Lalita and Vishaka, Swarup Damodar Goswami is Lalita Sakhi, and Vishaka is there as Ramananda Rai, and speaking to them. So when there's a conversation, how high can it be? It depends on the Vakta Vaishistya, the speciality of the speaker, and the Srota Vaishistya, the speciality of the hearer. So if you compare Bhagavad Gita to Shikshastakam, there's no comparison. It is so high, so sweet, so deep. It is incomparable. And also, Bhagavad Gita is 700 verses. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so kind. In Kali Yuga, he said, okay, just 8 verses. But everything is there, even up to most confidential Madanakya Mahabhava of Srimati Radhika. Aslishyava padaratam pinashtunam. So, it's maybe that when you're chanting and then you feel some, as you say, not sleepiness, but you stop chanting, it may be that by the very, not actually the pure name, or even Nam Abbas, but the Abbas of the Abbas, it's made your mind become peaceful. You know, you have gone into a peaceful state. And then sometimes a person sleeps, or they just stop like this. And there's one pastime with Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur. There was a man, he was in total anxiety. He was in complete anxiety, had many problems in his life. Srila Prabhupada said, just come and hear Srimad Bhagavatam. And so he came and he was listening to the Bhagavatam and he just fell asleep. So people were saying, what is this? It doesn't work. And Srila Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur said it completely worked. He could not sleep before. He had so much anxiety, he could not sleep. So his anxiety went away. So there are stages that we go through. Once someone said to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur, I see that so many people, they come to the mat and they stay in the mat for some time, but then after they leave. So it seems that this process is not working. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur said, no, that these persons, there was something missing in their life, they were not satisfied. And they came and they began to serve, and what they were looking for, it came to them, and now they have gone. They're satisfied, and now they have gone. He said, but myself, my heart is such a small container, and it is so completely devoid of ever experiencing any satisfaction that I am still here. This was his word. So this is what happens when we come to bhakti. Actually, nam aparad, offense to the holy name, fulfills all material desires. So if someone comes with material desires, they chant nam aparad, and then the holy name fulfills it, and they go away. But if someone will chant even nam abbas, they'll become free from the bodily conception of life and get a glimpse. There's another poem about the holy name by Rupa Goswami called Sri Krishna Nam Astakam. It's in the Sangbook. And there he said, Yada basopyudvan kavalita bhavadvant vibhavodrisham tattvandanam apidishti bhakti pranainim janastasyodatam jagati bhagatnam atarane kritite nirvakta kaya mahimanam prabhavati. He said, what learned person could ever glorify fully the holy name of Krishna, when not even the pure name, but just the first dim light of Nam Abbas, when it enters into the heart, it completely devours the darkness of material existence and gives one a glimpse into the eternal service of Shri Krishna. So name is so powerful. Don't stop chanting. You may feel relaxed, you may feel a nice state, and an alternative altered state of consciousness, everything. But you have to remember, why am I chanting? Why am I chanting? Prema dana bina vyarta daridra jivan dasa kori vetan mori deho prema dan. Mahaprabhu has taught in regard to the verse Tunada Pisunichena. He said, Prema dana bina vyarta daridra jivan. Without the treasure of Krishna Prem, I am a penniless, destitute beggar. Doesn't matter if you have $1 million, $1 billion, whoever you are. If we don't have Prem, love for Krishna, it's all useless. We're all beggars. Because nothing is ours. Everything will disappear. We will die. We'll leave everything behind. So nothing is really ours at all. The only thing which is really valuable is love for Krishna. So he said, Prema dana bina vyata daridya jivan. Without Krishna Prem, I am a beggar. Dasa kori vetan mori deho prema dan. So I am begging you, Krishna, please make me your servant. Krishna said, but I don't have any salary to give you. So vetan means salary. So Mahaprabhu is crying, Dasa kori vetan mori deho prema dan. I don't need any salary, just let the Prem be my salary. So when you're chanting, remember these verses, Shikshastakam, and the mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and go on, and never be satisfied by anything. Never be satisfied by anything. Begging for the darshan of Sri Krishna's lotus feet. Begging that Sri Krishna, Nam Prabhu, will come and dance on your tongue. Narad Vinod's Jivanasu, Durmini Ryasanam Madhuri Puraktam, Krishna Nama Kamas Purne, Rasane, Rasena Sada. Srila Rupa Goswami, in the last verse of the Namastakam, he said, Oh Nam, you who give life to the Veena of Narad. That means Narad, he doesn't have to play his Veena. Only he sings, Jai Jai Radha Ramana Haribo, Hey Radha Raman. And his Veena comes alive and starts playing itself. So the Narad Vinod's Jivana. O Nam Prabhu, you who give life to the Veena of Narad. Sudurmi Niryasamaduri Pura. You are like the crest of a wave in an ocean of sweetness. Tom Krishna Nama Kamas Parame. O Nam Prabhu, please fulfill my desire. What is that? Rasane Rasena Sada. Please appear like an avatar on my tongue. Not alone. Rasane means on the tongue, but rasena, along with rasa. So rasa means prem. First prem will come, the sthai bhav, and then vibhav, anubhav, all the ingredients come, and it will turn into rasa. So don't be satisfied with anything. Just weep and beg at the feet of Nam Prabhu until you find yourself in the Nikunjas of Vrindavan, fanning the divine couple.
I want to tell you one other thing that Gurudev said about chanting. I have a god brother, sannyasi. So Srila Gurudev asked him to explain. I want you to explain Tattenu Kampam Sushikshaman. So he started to give the standard explanation that one who tolerates all of the sufferings of this material world but still maintaining his faith and devotion to Krishna, he has purchased his liberation from this material. And Gurudev said, that is the junior devotee's understanding of this verse. Junior devotee. He said, the senior devotee knows that the first time you chant Namabhas, all of your karma is gone. Srila Gurudev said, when you went to the temple the first time to see Swami Maharaj, did you chant? He said, yes. Did you know what Namaparad was, or Dhammaparad, or Vaishnavaparad? He said, no. You just chanted, right? That was Namabhas. That was Namabhas. He said, at that moment, all of your karma disappeared. You have no more karma. So why are you still suffering? I don't know. Because your soul is not meant to go to Vaikuntha. Then he told a story about a Muslim man who was in the forest defecating, and a boar, a wild boar with a big tusk. I saw them when I used to live with Srila Gurudeva Maharaj. We lived in a forest, and a big boar came one day with the big tusks. So this wild boar came and he pierced the body of the Muslim, and the Muslim was laying on the ground dying. And he started screaming in Arabic, Haram, Haram, Haram. Haram means abominable. This is abominable. I'm dying in abominable condition, defecating and being pierced by a boar, because in Muslim religion, pigs are unclean. So he has been killed by an unclean animal. So haram, 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 abominable, abominable, abominable. So Gurudev said, this is Ha-Ram, means Namabas. He is chanting name of Krishna, Ha-Ram. So by that he became liberated and went to Vaikuntha. He said, but your soul is not meant for Vaikuntha. Your soul is meant for Goloka. So how you will go to Goloka? Krishna comes, he explained, Krishna comes and now he takes over the karma. And he gives you more karma that you have to suffer in order to become qualified to go to Goloka. He said, but the difference is karma is not coming from Maya. It is coming from Krishna himself. He said, and like a fan, the plug has been pulled. So that karma is winding down. Once you do this namabas, the karma starts winding down. And the fan, when you pull the plug, the fan starts to slow down. It doesn't disappear, but it slows down. So gradually, the fan is winding down, it's winding down, it's winding down, it's winding down. So you have faith. You have to have faith that you are in Krishna's hands. That Krishna is in control of your destiny. That everything is depending on Krishna. Sarvasya chaham nidishana vishtomata smite gyanamapohanam cha. I am in everyone's heart, and I am the source of knowledge, remembrance, and forgetfulness. So like this, Krishna is there. And everything that you're doing, of course, this is distant Krishna. This is Krishna in your heart. Means Shiradakshay Vishnu, this Paramatma, very small. But Paramatma iti chapi yukto dehismin parusha para. Upadrashta anumanta cha. I am the overseer and the permitter. Everything that you do, Krishna is overseeing and he's permitting. So you should understand that you are connected with Krishna in this process of chanting. But that Krishna is taking a personal interest. Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj says in his book, The Lost Servant of Krishna, Krishna is longing for you. Mamaivam so jivaloke, you are his lost part and parcel. His longing for you to connect with him is greater than your desire to connect with him. He wants you more than you want him. And so like this, you should understand this is very deep. And Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Maharaj once said to me, he came up to me and he said, if a child wants to put his hand in the fire, because he gave this example, I was remembering, and he wants to put his hand in the fire, will the father let him? No. Are you sure? He said. Supposing the child stamps and screams and shouts, I want, I want, I want, will the father let him? He said, no, the father's not going to let him, give him permission to do that. He said, similarly, Once you have surrendered to Krishna and chanted like this, then Krishna will never let you go. You may want to go back to Maya, but he will stop you. He will stop you and he will never let you go. Even to the point of that man, that he was lying on the slab of the smashan, being ready to be burned, and still Bhaktisiddhanta called him. So you are connected. You are connected to Krishna. Don't forget that. And Krishna is longing for you more than you're longing for him. I think lunch is ready.
There's no time for any more questions.
All right. Thank you very much. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki, Srila Gurudeva ki, Srila Trivikrama Maharaja ki, Srila Bhakti Rakshak Srila Maharaja ki, Jai Guru Varga ki, Gaudiya Vaishnav Guru Varga ki, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Prabhupada Maharaj ki, Gaur Premanande.
Hari Hari Bol. Jai.
Haribol. So please, everyone, pick up the yoga.